I went on a hike last fall to take some photos and hit a trail I haven't seen before. I drove part of the way out there, but didn't see any vehicles on the narrow road. Once in a while, people like to off-road in ATVs or dirt bikes, which is a common sight, but didn't see them in their usual spots, so I assumed no one was there. I hit a stopping point about a mile from the start of the trail I wanted to hit and started walking with my gear. After a few miles on the trail, I decided to sit down and rest for a few minutes. I sat down on a fallen tree that had the fuel ladders removed from it and had all of my camera gear, camera bag, tripod, right in front of me. I put my earbuds in and started listening to Get Lonely by the Mountain Goats on shuffle and started drinking water from my canteen. Halfway through Moon Over Goldsboro, I hear a faint, "Hey," right behind me. I was immediately on my feet and almost to the point of shitting a Toblerone, one earbud dangling from my head and my canteen on the ground pouring water. The guy who snuck, probably walked, didn't hear him at all. Up on me was wearing an unwashed, crummy gray-colored shirt, some carpenter's jeans that he's probably been wearing for the past year, and has a rifle resting in his arms. He had a skullet with dirty hair, kind of looked like Christopher Lloyd's character in that old Dennis the Menace movie. Took me 10 seconds to get composure to just say, "Hi." There was a silence afterwards for another 10 seconds. I figured he would ask me something, apologize for startling me, or kill me. This guy was like the Terminator, no facial expressions, just a blank face. Then he finally said, "You see any deer around here?" I looked around a little bit and just whimpered, "No." Slight pause. He faintly said, "Okay," and started walking down the trail I was traveling down. I grabbed my shit when he got out of view and left the way I came. I've lived in the area for most of my life, know all of the rural people in the area, and have never seen this guy in my life. When I got in my car and shut the door, there was just silence. I remember him saying, "You see any deer around here?" It hit me that deer season doesn't even start for a month. I never take my iPod on photo hikes anymore. Back in the 80s, my friends were in New Orleans working on a movie. She and her husband had rented a furnished 150-year-old house in the Garden District. I went down to visit them during Jazz Festival. The house was huge and I had my own bedroom with 14 feet ceilings and a balcony that you accessed through unique windows I have only seen in New Orleans houses. Closed, the window looks like a French door, but the entire window can be raised and disappears into the upper wall, and then you can walk through the window opening out onto the balcony. It was a muggy night and I had all the windows open the first night I slept there. Sometime during the night I suddenly woke up because my sheet has been pulled off me very quickly. I jumped out of bed thinking someone has come into my bedroom through the huge open windows. I could see enough in the dark room to see no one is in the room, and after a few minutes of staring out the windows and seeing no one, I realized that what just happened did not warrant me waking up my friends to alert them of a possible intruder in the house. So I closed all the windows and go back to bed. It take me a while to fall asleep, but I do, and again I am wakened up by my sheet being pulled off me. This time I am really freaked out and don't care that my friends are sleeping. I wake to them up and tell them what has happened. My friends then tell me that they also have had some weird shit happen in the house since they moved in, but they have just kinda ignored it. Strange footsteps, voices in other rooms, stuff like that. No sheets getting pulled off them though. It's about 4 a.m. now and no way I am going back to bed. We all decide to go to Café du Monde for coffee and just start the day extra early. It was Saturday morning and we were going to the Jazz Fest later in the day. At the Jazz Fest there is an arts and crafts area where you can buy lots of local artist crap. We come upon a booth where a woman is selling very unique tables inlaid with handmade ceramic tiles. We noticed her wares right away because there was an inlaid tile coffee table in the house my friends are renting that looks just like the tables this woman is selling. We start chatting up the women and tell her about the funny coincidence that one of these coffee tables is in this rental house we are in. She asks where the house is and we tell her. She tells us she grew up in that house and that was one of the first inlaid tables she ever made. I jokingly ask her if she has ever run into any ghosts in the house, cause there seems to be one right now who wants my ass out of that bedroom. That's why my father doesn't live there anymore, she says. He moved out and left all the furniture and just rents the place out. My mother committed suicide in the house several years ago and she would not leave my father alone after she died. He could not stand it any longer, so he moved out.